Continuing with the characteristics of mysticism from the analysis of Evelyn Underhill. So, to the mystic, mysticism, the most romantic of adventures. From one point of view, the art of arts, their source and also the end, finds naturally enough its closest correspondences in the most purely artistic and most deeply significant of all forms of expression. The mystery of music is seldom realized by those who so easily accept its gifts. Yet of all the arts, music alone shares with great mystical literature the power of waking in us a response to the life movement of the universe. Brings us, we know not how, news of the exultant passions and its incomparable peace. Beethoven heard the very voice of reality, and little of it escaped when he translated it for our ears. Probably true. But the medieval mind, more naturally mystical than ours, and therefore more sharply aware of the part which rhythmic harmony plays in the worlds of nature and of grace, gave to music a cosmic importance, discerning its operation in many phenomena, which we now attribute to that dismal figment law. Quote, there are three kinds of music, says Hugh of St. Vicar. One, quote, the music of the worlds, the music of humanity, and the music of instruments. Of the music of the worlds, one is of the elements, another of the planets, another of time. Of that which is of the elements, one is of number, another of weights, another of measure, and of that which is of the planets, one is of place, another of motion, another of nature. Of that which is of time, one is of the days and the vicissitudes of light and darkness, another of the months and the waxing and waning of the moon, another of the years. And the changes of spring, summer, autumn, and winter, of the music of humanity. One is of the body, another of the soul, another is the connexion that is between them. Thus, the life of the visible and the invisible universe consists in a supernal fugue. One contemplative, at least, Richard Rolle of Hampole, quote, the father of English mysticism. Richard Rolle, the father of English mysticism, was acutely aware of this music of the soul. What is this music? They're talking about the music of the spheres. discerning in it a correspondence with the measured harmonies of the spiritual universe, in those enraptured descriptions of his inward experience, which are among the jewels of mystical literature. Nothing is more remarkable than his constant, deliberate employment of musical imagery. Do we know this? We don't even know about this. I thought we knew most of everything, but it seems we don't know anything. Richard Rolle, the father of English mysticism, one contemplative at least, Richard Rolle of Hampul, the father of English mysticism, was acutely aware of this music of the soul, discerning in it a correspondence with the measured harmonies of the spiritual universe, in those enraptured descriptions of his inward experience, which are among the jewels. He's got the jewels of mystical literature. Nothing is more remarkable than his constant and deliberate employment of musical imagery as the father of English mysticism. This alone, it seems, could catch and translate for him the character of his experience of reality.
Do you know him?
No. I told you we don't know hardly anything. I thought you were a great erudition. The condition of joyous and awakened love to which the mystic passes when his purification is at an end is to him, above all else, the state of song. He does not see the spiritual world. He hears it. My God. She seems to know all about the music of the spheres. We're talking about the music of the spheres.
So he was listening to the music of the spheres.
They seem to listen for him as for Saint Francis of Assisi. It is a heavenly melody and tolerably sweet. It is very sweet, is it not? It seems much nicer than anything else. Song I call, he says, when in a plenteous soul the sweetness of eternal love with burning is taken, and thought into song is turned, and the mind into full sweet sound is changed. It's much nicer to have sound. He who experiences this joyous exultation says not his prayers like other righteous men, but is taken into marvelous mirth and goodly sound, being transcended into him, as it were with notes. His prayers he sings. These guys are listening to notes. So Gertrude Moore, quote, "Oh, let me sit alone, silent to all the world, and it to me, that I may learn this song of love." It's amazing. I thought we knew everything about the music of the spheres, but it seems we don't. Rolle's own experience of mystic joy seems actually to have come to him in this form, the perceptions of his exalted consciousness. We will research into it, dear. We will do further research into Richard Rolle, since he's the father of English mysticism, presenting themselves to his understanding under musical conditions as other mystics have received them in the form of words, pictures, or words. I give, in his own words, the classic description of his passage from the first state of burning love to the second state of songful love, from Kaur to Kanor, when into song of joy meditation is turned. Into song of joy meditation is turned. In the night before supper, as I my song sung, as it were the sound of readers, or rather singers, about me I beheld. Whilst also praying to heaven with all desire, I took heed suddenly in what matter I wot not, in me the sound of song felt, and likeliest heavenly melody I took, with me dwelling in mind. Forsooth my thought, continually to mirth of song, was changed, and my meditation to praise turned, and my prayers and psalms sang. In sound I showed goodness. The song, however, is a mystic melody having little in common with its clumsy image, earthly music. Bodily song whets it, and, quote, noise of janglers makes it turn again to the thought, quote, for sweet ghostly song records not with outward song that which in churches and elsewhere is used. It discords much, for all that is man's voice is formed with bodily ears to be heard. But amongst angels' tunes it has an acceptable melody, and with marvel it is commended of them that have known it. To others it is incommunicable. Quote, worldly lovers soothly words or ditties of our song may know, for the words they read, but the tone and sweetness of that song they may not learn. Wow, I can't believe we learned about Richard Rolle. We rolled into the page number 39 and learned about the father of English mysticism. Richard Rolle was listening to music. What? What?
It's amazing, we're still on page 35. Those pages are like a newspaper.
We're on page 39.
It's like a newspaper page.
This is massive pages. We're reading only page 39, which is quite a large page of mysticism. Richard Rolle and the father of English mysticism.